Hello, whiskey lovers. Welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. I was just enjoying a wee bit of a read. I'm reading Independent Scotch, the history of independent bottlers by David Stirk. It's actually quite a good read, well informed. And David, kudos to you, sir, because your style is charming and funny. The book made me chuckle all the way through, especially through your very first years in the whiskey industry. It made me even laugh out loud a couple of times. But a wonderful book indeed. And the book was founded, or funded, I should say. The book was funded by crowdfunding. So when David Stirk announced that he had plans to create this book, he launched a crowdfunding campaign. And if you were one of the very first who actually supported it, you would not only get a signed copy of the history of independent bottlers, but you would even get a bottle of scotch. I'll tell you which one in just a minute. And when those first supporters got their copy of their book at home, it came in a box accompanied by a bottle of whiskey. And in this case, let me just put this down here. In this case, it is a bottle of a single grain. This is a single grain from North British. And North British is, of course, that huge grain factory in Edinburgh, just across from the Murrayfield Stadium. Ah, there's the sun. This is a 26 years old. It was distilled in 1996 and then bottled together with the book. Well, the book wasn't bottled, you know what I mean. It came out together with the bottle after 26 years in a refill cask. And this is bottled at 50% ABV. So it's probably cut down to that 50%. And it is taken from a single refill ex-sherry hogshead, which of course explains the color. So in the Electric Coup series, a brain fart from David, I'm sure. And you can also see on the label Mark Watt in there. So yeah, they're close friends. And if you know David Stirk and you know Mark Watt, then you know that it's going to be funny, but also pretty tasty. Right. North British, 1996, after 26 years in a refill sherry hoggy at 50% on the nose. Well, this all starts very sweet on sultanas and digestive cookies. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Pineapple on the barbecue, and even some lime sorbet. Before the typical notes of grain whiskey show themselves, I'm talking about, you know, a hint of wood glue, a touch of corn, and a spoonful of honey. But it has to be said, this is quite lovely indeed on the palate. It's nice and creamy on the palate with sweet fruit again, lots of popcorn in fact, sultanas, honey, and even something of glazed hazelnuts. The wood glue returns as expected, as well as some pencil shavings maybe, some snuff even. But thanks to the sherry cask, it has become a beautiful, dark and sweet single grain, if you know what I mean, right on the finish. Now that finish is long, spicy and slightly drying with some pepper and some candied sugar on the deathbed. Well, the whiskey is as beautiful as the book, to be honest, for which it was bottled. And it's an interesting and funny book, so definitely recommended, as is this North British 1996, 26 years old single grain from Edinburgh. And that's all for this whiskey rambling from the beautiful St. Martin's Latem in my own neck of the woods, a bit of a forest walk that my wife discovered on the internet. And it's a certain way to get me out of the house as long as I can bring my bottle. And that's all for this whiskey rambling. And I hope to see you at one of Mark's whiskey ramblings real soon. And until then, may the grain be with you. Bye-bye.